Hey guys, this is OddOneGaming. This is going to be another Raid Shadow Legends video. So in today's video, we're going to talk about something that's pretty fun, and I'm quite happy that this one works. And that is about Artak being able to solo the spider on hard stages. The stats are not going to be something really simple, but at the same time, you don't have to maybe do as high stages as I'm showing you. You can always just push back. And the reason why I'm talking about this and the reason why I wanted to test this one out is because we have the Timid Fusion going on right now. He's a pretty underwhelming legendary, to be fair, but because of the way that the calendar works, it might actually be worth going for him. What do I mean by that is, well, the fact that we have the Spider Tournament, which started yesterday, but is still going on today, and, you know, the points are pretty standard, 2,250. So, you know, it's pretty easy to get, because Spider in general is pretty easy to do, but at the same time, I always try to do, when there's a fusion that's really underwhelming, that's not too impressive, I always try to do some double dipping, you know, I always try to get as many points with as little resources that I can. And what I mean by that is, well, we also have a champion training event that is going on right now for the same fusion, and the top points are at 8,000. I guess this one's pretty okay. Last time I think it was at around 10,000 or something like that. But at the end of the day, unless you're like an end game account where you don't really need to do champion training, doing champion training is never a bad idea. And I would always suggest for people to go all the way to grab the legendary skill tome because, well, legendary books are always going to be good. So at the same time, we're triple dipping. We also have the Dungeon Divers, which is going on for 4 days. Okay, so it's not the usual 3 days. The points are pretty high though, so the points are extremely high. But I guess at the same time, that one will also double dip the Dungeon Divers. Let me just grab the calendar real quick. This one will also double dip with, I think it's the next dungeon one, and that's going to be the Dragon. So we're still gonna have the Dungeon Divers on Sunday for the Dragon tournament. So because of what I'm going to show you today, you could do the same thing with Dragon and double dip with the, you know, with Dungeon Divers and Champion Training. And there's plenty of options to do solo Dragon. And, you know, I might just make another video on somebody else that I've not done in the past. That's not Tomb Lord, that's not Theodore, to show you the same thing. But let's jump back into this one for now. So right now, if you go over and show you exactly what team I'm using is, I'm using a team. It's just Artak, and I'm going on stage 5, okay? So maybe if your stats are not going to be as high as mine, I'm going to show you my stats at the end, you can always try to push back to stage 1. And the reason why I'm saying these stages specifically is because they are spirit, okay? And on spirit affinity, Artak being magic, there's a lots of chances that they're going to weak hit and not land those poisons. But even, you know, even if you cannot do on hard stages, just go even back, you know, go back to normal stages, and he's still gonna do a pretty good job. And you know what? I really like him because he also brings some self-sustain by the fact that he also does decrease attack. Okay, so the reason why obviously he's so good is because he has an AoE HP burn on his A3, then on his A2 he has an AoE HP burn activation, and then on the A1, again, another AoE that has a chance to extend the HP burns, okay? So the A1's not gonna extend those HP burns that often. It's not mostly because of that you're using him. You would use him to solo stuff because of the A3, the HP burn, and then the A2 that activates them. So on hard stages, you cannot place HP burn on the spider anymore, but you can do that on the spiderlings. And by activating the HP burns, you do damage to the spiderlings, and at the same time, you know, when you kill them, you still do damage. As you can see, you know, we're taking it back, even though the spider heals every time that you do HP burn by 1%, but she still takes 3% as damage. So, you know, works pretty well. And what I've seen is it's, I guess, 99% successful. So I've done over 100 runs, and it only failed once this morning for the first time. Apart from that, it still works. But again, keep in mind that I might have some pretty high stats, but if you cannot do it, you know, if you cannot get to the stats that I'm showing you, just push a little bit back, okay? Just push a little bit back, and what you can do to see what stats you need, you can just go on hellhades.com, go to the stages tool, go over here and click dungeons, go to, where is it, spider? That's not spider, spirit keep spiders then, and let's say, for example, on stage 5 hard that I'm fighting, you need to have around 270 accuracy to land your debuffs and around 360 resist to not take those poisons in case they land. But then if you push a little bit back to like stage 1 hard, you'll need 225 accuracy and 315 resist. So, you know, it becomes easier and easier. And again, if you push even more back, you're gonna make it even easier because on normal stages, the requirements are gonna be even lower. But you can see even this, it looks pretty good. He goes, boom, kills them. The main spider heals a bit, but she does not do as much damage. We can always keep rotating back through our skills. And it's also because of the fact that he has a really amazing passive that every time an HP burn ticks, he loses HP, which obviously that's not good, but he gains speed and resistance, okay? He gains speed and resistance, and that can help us. You can see another activation. And again, it's pretty consistent, under 1 minute and a half. It looks a little bit scary, but like I said, it barely failed for me, and it's I just, you know, take it back a few stages if it does not work for you like that. And I also put preset because that makes it work more reliable, and basically you want him to do the A3 first and then the A2. The reason why I'm using the preset is because otherwise he has a pretty silly AI. He always starts with the A2, and obviously you're gonna lose on the damage because if he does the A2, you don't come back to the A3 to activate those burns, and you know, it can be just a little bit wonky. Now, let me show you exactly the build that I have on him. And well, basically he is currently in the build that I'm using him on my Ice Golem 10 hard team, where he gets at the end and he kind of like, he doesn't solo, but he trios the boss part alongside Drang and Theodore. So the fact that I do not have to change his build and still be able to do the solo part of Spider, you know, on stage 5 hard, I'm pretty happy about it. That's not too bad. I always like to double dip, triple dip if I can my resources. So he's running a regen plus perception. Again, some pretty hard stats, you know, some pretty good stats. Like I said, I have some ascended pieces of gear, so it's not the most relatable, but at least I can give you an idea of the stats that I have that makes it work for stage 5. This one's basically the Blood Shield ring is, this is a bad ring. I just used it because it helped me for my CR comp to explode the waves faster on Ice Golem. But the total stats that I'm running on him are 249 speed, 430 resist, 389 accuracy. So the accuracy is a bit overkill. For what I need, you can drop this like I showed you by around what? You know, you can just remove a banner and it should still work for Spider. And the resist, kind of the same thing. If you had it from a banner or a chest, you can just remove a chest and it should still work for stage 1. Then like 83k HP and 3.4k defense. And the masteries, move myself out of the way, these are the masteries that I have on him, defense 3 and support. But if you're able to hit the stats and you do not want to give him Eagle Eye, you might go maybe with something like Oppressor, because you're gonna have tons of debuffs out there and he's just gonna come back to his skills faster by having this these masteries, okay? Also keep in mind, take Spirit Haste, he's gonna gain more speed as your fodder dies. So yeah, I guess this is gonna be it for a video. I just want to show this. I think I've done a video in the past about it, about Artak soloing the Spider, but I really wanted to make another video today because, you know what, like I said, lots of people might be on the fence about doing the Timid the Fool fusion because he's kind of like, you know, not too good, not too bad, not too impressive. I called him the worst legendary fusion that we've had, I think, ever. I might be wrong about it, but you know, at least I wanted to show you that you can double dip. You know, you can get as many points as you can for Spider, then for champion training and for the dungeon divers, just by doing one simple thing for starters, okay? Obviously, after you finish your Spider stuff, you move over to the next thing, maybe just do champion training or wait for the dragon and do it then. Also, I want to mention, keep an eye out for tomorrow's video because I'm gonna have a damage test that where I'm comparing Timid the Fool with how much damage he does against Magnar, which is one of the best HP based nukers in the game, and he is actually an epic. But anyway, this is gonna be it for the video today, guys. As always, if you do enjoy my content, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel to see when I upload next, and I'm gonna see you on the next one. Peace, love, take care, everyone. Bye, guys.